What would you rate the episode for episode 1 of Angel?
7.
For comparison, what would you have rated Buffy season 1 episode, if you remember it?
No.
Alright, never mind. I just thought it'd be an interesting comparison. Because I think it's a good first pilot.
It was a good introduction, and it had good humour. I appreciate the humour. It took me off guard some of it, which was quite surprising.
What would you rate the episode?
6.
Oh, fair.
I enjoyed the fake out with the FBI or police or whatever she was. I just thought the demon were a bit boring.
That's fair. I agree with that. It was an odd one when I was a kid. I think I used to skip it now and then because it's just a bit of a weird episode. Yeah. So, what would you rank that?
8.5.
8.5? How much of that is due to Spike?
Spike, ice cream. Oz.
Spike, ice cream, Oz, what more do you need?
The storyline were alright as well. A bit of a easy way of just getting rid of the ring. I feel like Buffy should have just done that, I guess. But,
I guess she could have, but obviously logically speaking, they wanted a crossover, so it was a good little...
I also think it was quite cool because it could have been a way that they could have used it as a plot point essentially to make Angel be able to just, like, for the story arc, just be able to go out and so on and so. Well,
in Vampire Diaries, the vampires have rings, daylight rings, that witches make for them so that they can go out in the day. So they're not meant to be able to go out in the daylight, but if they befriend a witch, they can make daylight rings.
That's funny.
So yeah, Vampire Diaries essentially makes it a plot point. So, yeah. What would you rank that episode?
6.
6?
Really old. Bad guy. And another sexual predator.
Because what things as an adult would you fear the most? And I guess that would be the main thing. Yeah, that's fair. It is a weird bad guy.
It just each episode, apart from the Spike episode, just because of Spike, has felt like the same formula a little bit so far. Find girl that needs help girl from sexual predator. Kind of. So I need a bit of a wider story.
What would you rate that episode?
Eight for that one.
8?
I really liked the surprise where she was burying him in the wall. I thought it was very creepy and very cool.
Oh, I see. When you at the beginning you said you remembered that, like this episode.
I remembered that it was haunted. I can't remember I remembered it to the point where it was like as things were happening. I remembered it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I liked the buried in the wall. I've also seen the actress in other stuff.
The scary mom podcast girl.
Yeah.
Girl.
Old lady is called the older.
57, apparently old. Let it rip. What would you rate that episode?
4.
Ah, fair.
It was based around a lot of characters that I don't care about, and it just made them insufferable. I was waiting for it to end, basically.
No, I agree with it, to be fair.
Which, in hindsight, I thought was probably quite generous, if that's how I felt.
Well, what would you rate that episode?
No. 7.5.
7.5, fair.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Fair.
I enjoyed it. want a wow episode.
Yeah, we like the best telly ever, but it's like it was enjoyable.
Especially going off the last episode.
Yes, I know. It'll take probably a few to get that bad taste out your mouth. A bit like that episode. What would you rate that episode?
9.5.
9.5?
Yeah.
You played it off like you were going to rate it really low.
Yeah, the start of it, I thought it was just going to be a sob fest, to be honest. With Buffy and Angel just crying over each other for the whole episode. But yeah, by the end of it, it was very, very good. Very good payoff. And a very beautiful sacrifice.
I think it's a really well done crossover, because essentially you gain loads of extra hero knowledge about Angel essentially, but it doesn't affect Buffy in the main show. And that kind of adds to, like you said, his sacrifice and stuff. So.
Well, yes, definition of a hero.
Apparently because her acting in that last scene was so intense, he literally forgot that he was even acting at one point, and he was just trying to console Sarah Michelle Gellar. What would you rate the episode Hero?
It's an hard one because the ending was incredible, but the on the noseness of the just Nazisms throughout were just a little bit tedious. So I'm gonna mark it down for that a bit, but it's still gonna be. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Because I really liked the. I felt like Doyle were gonna be, when they were on about Chosen One, I felt like it was gonna be Doyle, not Angel. They were getting mistaken. I could kind of read that. It was quite readable, but it was still a nice payoff in the end. And Doyle is the goat.
Yay! What would you rate that episode?
I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 7.
Okay.
I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed Wesley coming into it, to be fair. But the storyline itself was like the monster of the week a little bit. To be fair, saying that, it did have a cool twist with the empath dude. Maybe 7's a bit harsh. Let's go 7.5.
Oh, talked himself up. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think I'd probably give it. I think the same as you. I'd probably give it a 7.5. I liked it. What do you rate that episode?
Probably 6.5, to be honest. Hawkeye were cool, but I mean, to be fair, I got it wrong what I thought was going to happen with Kate. I thought Angel was going to dust Jeremy Renner, and then Kate was going to find him stood there, and it'd be left so that she didn't know what was happening. So I got that wrong, to be fair. But
I guess because they did that, and when she's introduced, they kind of already did that trope. So I feel like they didn't do that now, because it'd get quite repetitive if it was just this, every time the police are introduced, they just, oh, it must be an angel. Yeah, so it was quite cool her finding out and kind of developing that a little bit more, so she just isn't in the background a little bit of.
Yeah.
What did you say? 6.5. I'm gonna give it a 7.1.
Fair.
So, what would you rate that episode?
You know, there were parts of it that I really quite liked, actually, with Wesley and Cordelia's kind of, not chemistry, but just interactions, I guess. But the overall story were very odd, and it were very, once again, sexual predator. And then the demon at the end has not aged very well. That looked very poor. So I'm going to go for a 5, to be honest.
5?
Yeah, like, if it weren't for Wesley with some entertaining quips, I probably would not have enjoyed the episode.
So you're saying like Wesley carried it, essentially?
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think I'd have gone probably like 6.5, 7. I don't know. I
was teetering going on higher, probably until the final reveal of the actual thing, and then
it knocked it down because it was just, and then all they had to do was just use some liquid nitrogen and it's dead.
Yeah, they did wrap that up particularly fast, especially when they were like, nothing can kill it.
Yeah.
And Angel's like, can you shoot straight?
Mm.
And that's it. Yeah. Right, what would you rate the episode?
It's a solid 3.
I think that's absolutely fair.
It started off pretty cool. I liked we're watching the post credits or the credits now, and it's literally showing the best part of the episode. The very start with them two dancing.
It
and
genuinely
it just
peaked.
downhill after that.
Yeah, it peaked that early. It's like, let's just relive that moment.
Yeah, really, really odd. Not a good episode whatsoever.
No, I agree. And I'm not going to lie, because obviously I have seen the season 4. I wasn't looking forward to watching that one.
Yeah.
It's a solid, I'd skip every single time,
yeah.
and the show would be absolutely fine without it.
Wasn't fun.
So yeah, I agree with
quite
that.
glad you've said that, to be honest, because they left it a little bit open-ended.
Oh.
As if she was like,
sorry,
going to be a running theme, but I'm quite glad to, from what you said, that she's probably not. So.
Yeah. What would you rate that episode?
I liked it. I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm being biased because I actually I liked that they switched it up and the kid was just essentially Michael Myers' backstory, which I quite liked. Once the demon was gone, he was still just evil, essentially.
Yeah, like at this point for the fan base, you've watched Buffy and Angel, and this is like the first one. It's just like the person is just like evil. Yeah. No, like metaphor. No. I thought you might.
The demon wanted to leave.
I thought you might like that twist. 7.5. Fair. I think I'd give it an 8. I really enjoyed it. What would you rate that episode?
I'm going to give that one an 8.5.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't normally like a Kate episode.
There was one line that gained 0.5 on itself. I'm already dead. Welcome to the club. The backstory were hit and miss, to be fair. But I quite liked the ending when Julie Benz were basically saying you've killed him, so yeah, he can't defeat you anymore, but he can also never approve of you now.
Very good. So, what would you rate the episode?
I'm going to give that one an 8. I enjoyed it. It was like Bloodsport, if anyone knows what that is. Jean-Claude Van Damme. I enjoyed the fight scenes, and then I enjoyed like the revolt. It was a little bit predictable in times, but I enjoyed the Wesley and Cordelia making the solution, essentially.
Yeah.
But still having like the Wesleyness of letting the frog dude just take it.
Yeah.
But then the frog dude deciding to do the right thing, even though I did like the fact that they played on it at the end with, but didn't we just set a bunch of demons free?
Yeah, so you're like self-aware a little bit.
Yeah, because realistically, I say realistically, I was going to say he should have just killed them all, but part of this series, they have basically been trying to say, not all demons are bad. So, for all, like...
I think, the theme they've done a little bit is not all demons are bad, but they're also highlighting sometimes just people are in the situation, which I think is quite a 2 episodes what you've liked is actually essentially the person's the bad guy, not the demon.
Yeah, and they did a quite inventive way of getting the 2 bad humans to be killed without Angel doing it, essentially. One of them killing his brother, and then the other one getting thrown out and killed by one of the demons.
Yeah, like proper Scar moment, just throw him over.
Yeah, they were good.
I don't think I'll be able to. What would you rate that episode?
Started off really boring. And I was hoping there was going to be some kind of switch up. I actually didn't expect Angelos to show up, and when he did, he stole the show and rescued the episode.
he's so good at acting evil. To say that his character's good, he's really good at being evil. So I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Oh,
Before Angela showed up, it was like a 5. So
that's fair.
yeah.
What would you rate that episode?
I'll give it an 8. You're alright.
Fair enough. Nothing else to say on the faith thing? Okay.
For context, not a big fan of Faith from Buffy. She always annoyed me quite a lot, to be honest, and it triggered me a little bit how Angel kind of treats her like she deserves redemption, when in my opinion she was just a bit evil, and she kind of went a bit too far. She she is human and she does have a soul, so I get he wants to save her soul, but in my opinion she went too far with the evilness that she committed. So she triggers me, and it triggered me that Angel has such a soft spot for her for some reason. So I'm gonna give both it's a 2-part. I'm gonna give them both an 8.
What do you think of that one?
I enjoyed that one more. It got me thinking, which some of them recently haven't. Rating wise, I think I'll give it a 7.5.
Okay.
It were an alright watch, but it wasn't like whoa. And Willow was mentioned, so always good.
That was like a 0.5 added on for Willow.
Milo, what would you rate the last episode of Angel season 1? I'm gonna give it a 9. I didn't expect it, to be honest. I also didn't know it was going to be the last episode, so I didn't expect a big episode or else. It was quite surprising. It was very good. I liked that they played on depression a bit as well, because let's be real, if I could never go outside in the sunshine ever again, I think I'd be depressed too. So,
What do you think of the little cliffhanger at the end?
Darla, yeah. When it was like teasing what was in the box, I thought it's going to be some thing or someone we know. But yeah, I want to guess Darla, so that's quite cool.
Yeah, fair.